Hello friends, I'm Jeevana RS studying in second year of Computer Science and Engineering in PES Institute of Technology and Management, Shimoga, and I am here to deliver a topic called Stack and Queue, which comes in the computer organization and also in the data structures. Now, let us go through the intro, discuss briefly about Stack. Now, this is the content section. First point of the introduction is stack queues. DQs and lists are the data collections with items ordered according to how they added or removed. These are the data collections with items ordered according to how they are added or removed. Once an item is added, it stays in the same positions relative to its neighbors. It will not change its position. Therefore, this is the because of this characteristic we call these collections as linear data structures. They appear in many algorithms and can be used to solve variety of problems. A stack. A stack is an ordered collection of items where the addition of new items and the removal of existing items always takes place at the same end, that is, at the top of the stack. It follows a simple rule called last in, first out. A stack is an ordered list in which insertion, also called as pushes and adds, and the deletion, also called as pops and removes, are made at the one end called top. Given a stack of the memory allocation A0, A1, so on up to An minus 1, we say that A0 is the bottom element, An minus 1 is the top element, and Ai is on the top of the element ai minus 1, where I is less than 0, less than n. The restrictions on the stack imply if we add the element a, b, c, d, e to the stack in that order, then e is the element we delete from the stack. Since the last element inserted in a stack is the first element removed, a stack is also known as last in and first out. A queue. A queue is an ordered collection of items where the addition of new items items happens at the one end called rear and the removal of the existing items occur at the other end called front. That is, it follows a simple rule called first in first out, FIFO. In stack, it follows a rule called last in first out, but in queue, it follows a rule called first in first out. A queue is an ordered list in which the elements, insertions, also called as additions, puts or pushes, and the deletions, also called as removals and pops, takes place at the different ends. The ends which the end at which the new elements are added is called the rear, and the from which old elements are deleted is called as front. The restrictions on a queue imply that if we insert A, B, C, D, and E in that order, then A is the first element deleted from the queue. Since the first element inserted in a queue is the first element removed, queues are also known as first in, first out, FIFO lists. Now, the next point is several operations are done using these two. Now, let us see what are the objectives of learning stacks and queues. These are used to convert expressions from infix to postfix. Uh, it is used for basic timing simulations, especially the queues are used for basic timing simulations to be able to recognize problem properties where stacks, queues, and dequeues are appropriate data structures to able to implement that abstract data type list as a linked list using the node and the reference pattern to use tags to evaluate postfix functions, gain a basic understanding of data structures stack and queue as an abstract data type. Will know that we will get to know that the data structure stack and queue are an data type. Now we will see what are the prerequisites of these stacks and to learn stacks and queues. Now let us see what are the prerequisites of the learning stack and queue operation. These operation requires you to have a basic knowledge about arrays and linked list. Now what is a array? To learn an array, it is a data structure consisting of a collection of elements. And what is an linked list? A linked list is a set of dynamically allocated nodes arranged in such a way that each node contains one value and one pointer. And the next prerequisite is a basic understanding of time complexity of programs, time complexity of notations. Over all these, moreover, you should have a curiosity of learn and to explore. Now, let us see what is a now let us look over the definition of a stack. Here is a picture of the example of stack. It is a stack because the books are placed on the table in the form of the stack. Here, the address of this first book on the table is 0, and the address of the second book is 1, third book is 2, fourth book is 3, and the fifth book is 4. Here, the book which is inserted at the on the table is the first book. It is the first book, and it is the second book, third book, and followed by the fourth book, and here it is the fifth book. The book which is inserted at the memory allocation 0 is the first book. At the first position is the second book. At the second memory allocation is the third book. At the third memory allocation is the fourth book. And the fourth memory allocation is the fifth book. When we insert the book or when we push the book on the table at the zero memory allocation, the inserting or the pushing of the book always takes place from the top, followed by the second, third, and fourth, fifth. Now, removing or popping the book. Here, it follows a rule called LIFO, means the element which is inserted at the last is taken out at the first. The book of the memory allocation 4, that is the fifth book, is removed first, followed by the fourth, followed by third, second, and now first, which exactly also happens in the tray or the stack of plates. Now let us look over the definition of the stack. A stack is an ordered collection of items where the addition of new items and the removal of existing items always takes place at the same end, that is, the last in, first out. I have explained here in the image. Means the element which is inserted at the first is removed at the last, and the last inserted element is removed at the first. Now that now you will be clear about the definition of the stack. Now various operations are made in the stack in order to implement a stack. The first operation is mainly the following operations are performed in the stack. The first operation is the creation. Here, the creation of a stack means to create the stack either by dynamically or statically. In this video, I will create a stack only through statically. Next, it is the push operation. Push means adds an items in the stack, that is insertion of the items. If the stack is full, then it is said to be an overflow or condition. I will talk to this about this later. Next, the third element is pop. Removes an items from the stack. Pop means removing an item from the stack. The items are popped in reverse order in which they are pushed. If the stack is empty, then it is set to an underflow condition. Here, no need to pause any argument because the element inserted at the last is removed first. Here, no argument is required because the element inserted at the last is removed first. It is always followed by traverse. Traverse means displaying all the elements of the stack. Now, these first four are the main important operations of the stacks and queues. These are the optional. Next coming points are optional operations in the stacks. Next is empty. Returns is empty means returns true if the stack is empty or else it is false. Sixth one is full and seventh one is size. Size is how many elements that are present in the stack. Peak or top. Peak or top means returns the top of the stack. It will not neither removes an element from the stack or insert the element to the stack. Implementing all these operations. Okay friends, now let us directly step it into the implementation of the stack. Now we will see how we create the stack. The creation of the stack is done by using an variable called int variable, and here it is the declaration form. We can declare the stack by using like this int stack, and here in this brick bracket, or also we can call it as parenthesis, we will mention the size of the stack. For this example we will take it as 5. Let us take it as 5. The size of the array is 5. Now this will become the 0 position, 1 over it, 2, 3 and 4, 5. The size of the array is, or the size of the stack is 5. Now let us insert the elements inside the stack: A, B, C, D, E, F. We have inserted the elements in all the position of the stack. Now at this say initially there were no elements inserted at the stack. We call that condition as top is equal to -1, or when the top is equal to -1 or it is less than 0, we can call it as empty stack since there are no elements inserted in this stack. Now at the 0 position the element inserted is A, then the top will become 1. At the second position we will insert another element for this stack, then the top will become no, here the top becomes 0, and this at this position the top will become 1, followed by 2, 3, 4, 5. The top will become 5 because the last element inserted is at the position 5, therefore the top is also 5. Further, if we insert any other element to this stack, the operation is not possible because the size of the stack is already uh, mentioned or already fixed. We cannot insert other stack in this we cannot insert other elements in this stack since there is no memory allocation left. We call that condition as full stack. So if we insert n elements in the stack, then the memory allocations will be n minus 1. Simply, if we insert For example, if we insert 5 elements in the stack, if we insert 6 elements in the stack, then the number of the memory allocations will be n minus 1, that is 6 minus 1, that is 5. Now let us go to the other operation called as push, where we can learn how the element is inserted in the stack. Okay friends, the next operation in this stack is push operation. Push means the way how we insert the element inside the stack, or how we push the element inside the stack. Here the stack is empty since there are no elements inserted in this stack. Here at this position the top is -1. Now if we insert an element from the top of the stack, that is, if we insert an element at the position 0, then the top will become 0. If we insert another element at the position 1, then the top will becomes 1. If we insert furthermore element in the position 2, then the top will become 2. And at the last, we insert uh, if we want to insert another element in this stack, it is not at all possible, because we will declare that the maximum size of the stack as 3 to 2. We will declare the maximum size of the stack as 2. If we want to insert another element, furthermore element in this stack, then it is not at all possible, because the maximum size of the stack is 2. uh, Hence there is no space left to insert an element inside this stack. Therefore, this condition is called as stack overflow, because there is no size left in this stack to push an element. Therefore, the uh, condition is called as stack overflow. Here we can see that the push the inserting or the pushing of the elements takes place from the top of the stack. Before the inserting this element at the position 4, we can see that the the element as was the last element was at the position 3, hence the top is also 3. When we insert another element from the top to this stack, the top will increase to 4. Therefore, the push operations leads to the top size increasing in the ascending order. If here in the syntax we can see the operation or the program that is required to run a C program or other programs. We will use these stacks and queues in other languages also, like Java, Python, C++. Here, if the top reaches to maximum level or greater than the maximum size, that is stack size -1, then the stack is called full. This is called as stack overflow condition. Now let us go to the another operation. We will learn how a stack is removed from how an element is removed from the stack. Here the pop means the removal of an element or the popping of an element from the stack. Here the size of the stack is 3, and the last element which is inserted at the position 3 is D. If we remove this stack, if we remove this element from this stack from the top side only, we will remove the last inserted uh, item, that is D. We will insert the D in as the last element, and if we want to remove this last element, we will follow the pop function. We will remove the top D element from the stack, then the top will decrease to 2. And similarly, if we remove the C element, the top will decrease to 1. And if we remove B element from this stack, the top will decrease to 0. And further, if we remove this A element from this stack, then an empty stack is found. This condition is called as stack underflow, where the top is less than 0, or you can also say it as -1, where the top is -1. Here, this is the syntax we use it to pop the element in the programming. If the top is equal or -1, then the stack will return to its empty form, that is stack empty. Now here we can see an video here. We will remove the element which is at the position 4 from the stack. Then the top will decrease to the decrease from 4 to 3. Further removal of this element leads to the top decreasing from 3 to 2. Uh, at last it will reach a position called top is equal to 0, where only one element is left. Then if we remove another element, the final element from this stack, then the stack will be empty, and the further no more element can be removed. This condition is called as stack underflow, where no element can be removed and the top at this position is -1. Okay, then we will see traverse function. Traverse is nothing but how to display the element in the stack. And stack underflow, stack overflow, empty stack, and full stack we have already discussed. Now we will see the where both stack and pop up stay, where both push and pop operation of the stack occurs. We will push an element at this from the top. Uh, then we will push 3, 4, 5, 6. We will push at least 6 items in this stack, and the 6 is the last element which is inserted in this stack. And while popping up the function, we will remove this 6 first. We may uh, remember that in stack we will follow the principle called LIFO, that is last in first out principle. The element which is inserted last is removed first in popping up the function. We will remove the 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. At last there will be no element in the stack. This is at this position it reaches the stack underflow condition. Okay guys, I think that you have gained a little information about stack. I have used my reference for this video is the above author's textbook publications, and I have also read from some of the information from the Google. The first textbook which I recommend is Computer Organization by Carl Hamacher, and the other book is Fundamentals of Data Structures by Horowitz, Sahini, Anderson, Fred. Thank you. Okay, friends, thank you for visiting to my channel. I hope you have gained a little information about stack operations and implementation of the stack operation. Thank you, guys. Enjoy learning.